girl, I know. Hello, everybody. I got a barky dog here and no one to help me keep her quiet, but that's okay. Michael, hello. You're live for once. That's fantastic. Hi, Alison. I think I've said hello to everybody else in the pre-chat. I have my crumbed flathead and potato salad as well, Connie and John. And Polly's barking at me because I gave her a taste of it and now she wants to eat the whole lot. That was foolish of me. Hello, everybody. Yes, David, it is time in Perth. I've been up since, so it's very psychological. I've been up since 4 o'clock Perth time, which is really only 7 o'clock, so I should be feeling fine, but I didn't go to bed until 10:30 in Perth, so I'm a little sleep deprived. Hopefully I can hold it together for the next 30, 40 minutes, but if I lose my mind, you'll know why. Alison's doing zucchini risotto. We've got we've got lots of potato salads out there. Pasta bake, sounds good. And who else is there? Rob, hello. See you. Good to be staying here. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Dan. Oh, no pitch tonight. But hopefully I'll get to see you guys and lots of other Sydney people in a couple of weeks, so that'll be good. Fish for Rita, very good. And now I don't think that we will get them. Actually, let's get some wine in the glass first before I start saying happy birthday to people. Just give him. I think he's already got our dinner, but it's Sharpie's birthday tonight. So happy birthday, Sharpie. We'll toast you when the wine's in the glass. So Polly, shush. We've got the 2021 Robinson Chardonnay, which is going to be delicious. Shell and Andrew, excellent. Good work, Andrew. Finishing up the potato salad and fish, and Shell's finishing up your meeting. Good work. Michael has a mini veggie pizza, but broccoli, but not pasta based. Oh, yum. Cody, is your computer not working, or am I not working? I was told last week that it has no sound. Oh, how annoying. I sound here. Can other people hear me? So, because Sue and Jeff told me after last week's session that it came and went a little bit. So, thanks, Fee. So I hope that last week wasn't too spinning wheel of death for people out there. I didn't notice that it was happening, so you have to tell me. Hello, Sue and Jeff. Thank you. It's lovely to be home. Thank you for keeping my garden alive. I'm breaking up a bit, am I, Michael? Oh, dear. There should be no reason for me breaking up here. The signal's good. We check it every week, but let's push on and hope that it sorts itself out. Oh, God damn it. Breaking up a bit. Okay, well, drink some Chardonnay and hopefully it'll sort out. Hello, Paul. Good girl. I know Polly's very upset because Jill and Richard are going out, and I'm home, but we haven't gone home, and I've been away for 3 whole nights, and she's very upset about the fact that I would possibly be doing anything other than taking her home and sitting on the sofa with her. I've told her she has to hold it together as well for another half an hour. Oh, good, Alison. Yeah, it might be at your end as well. Polly's like, she'll be okay. She's not eating her dinner either because she thinks she might get better from the table. Alrighty, so 21 Robinson Chardonnay in the glass. I've put myself a nice generous pour. I must be in need of it. Beautiful colour, pale gold going into sort of medium gold. I just love the colour that this wine gets with a couple of extra years in bottle. Jeff and Sue are saying that I'm freezing. Am I doing it for everybody or just for them? Because they were having trouble last week as well. It could be the internet at Mount Eliza, hopefully. Not hopefully for you, but hopefully for me. Gorgeous nose. Okay, good. Thank you, Kay. Yeah, okay, good. I'll keep going then. Sorry, Sue, I think it's your end. Karen's getting the buffering and the sound jumping as well. The wine will fix it. Absolutely. Good. That's weird that half of you are having a problem and half of you are not. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we'll push on. I'm not seeing any evidence of there being a problem at this end. Okay. Wine. So I love the nose of this wine. It's so we were doing, when I was in Perth the last couple of days, sorry, felt a little bit like maybe longer than it was, but that's okay. It was a lot of work. It was awesome. Had a fun time. But we were showing the 2023 Robinson, which you all know I love, and is just so fresh and juicy and lemon juice and pithy and just kind of in your face. But going from the 23, which is so fresh and bright, to this, which is only a couple of years older, but has just had this lovely opportunity to relax into itself. Lemon blossom, absolutely, Fee. I get lemon blossom. I get a bit of lemon curd, like a lemon meringue pie almost. You got that meringue pie almost. You got that kind of really tart lemon curd, and then there's some crust pastry characters coming through as well on the nose. It's just very inviting wine to just keep. Hello, Jill. Jill's been feeding the cat. She's going out tonight. She's feeling a bit sad because she's not getting crunchy fish and potato salad. And she's not having lemon lollies. Yeah, absolutely, Kay. Michael is saying the Chardonnay is amazing. Complex, full-bodied white wine, pretending to be a red wine. I think that's a really interesting point, Michael. Putting it in my mouth. It's got very tart, lemony acidity, which I think would lead me to Chardonnay, but I know exactly what you mean because it's got a lot of body, and it's got beautiful phenolics, which is what we call the light tannin structure that you get in sort of textural white wine like Chardonnay, particularly when you make it the way that we make it here at Moorooduc. I'm just gonna have a little bit of potato salad because it's looking at me. It's a wine for me that is just coming into itself. I know that we all drink the wine younger, but looking at this now, I'm so glad that we've got a little bit of this 21 Robinson Chardonnay to play with, and we're going to do a re-release to the wine club after we've tasted it. So I'm trying to be a little bit more organised this year. So we do a museum wine online here with you guys, and then we release it to the wine club, and then we might show it at Cellar Door later on if we don't sell it all. So I think we're trying to sort of stage the releases so that everyone who's signed up to be special Moorooduc customers, you guys first, and then the other wine club people get dibs. But it is a one that I think should be in people's cellars rather than in our cellar. So we're gonna have a play with it. It's got all this power and gorgeousness. Karen wants to see my fish. Okie doke. Okay. I'm quite proud of it. I'll probably throw it all over the computer. There you go. I've even plated it up myself. I'm quite proud. There's my potato salad. There's my flathead that's beautifully panko crumbed and fried. There's one piece missing because Polly and I had to do a little bit of quality control. But very, very good. Hello, Jackie. Good to see you. Happy New Year. I'm not sure if we're allowed to say Happy New Year anymore because it's February, but anyway, welcome to 2026. It is Happy New Year for us because it's the first time we've really seen each other. I'm going to have some fish now because it's looking at, it's got a bone in it, but it's looking at me because I think this wine is a real food wine kind of thing. So excuse me for a moment. Yeah. I do love flathead. I'm going to talk about the wine in a minute. Yeah. Very happy with it. I love flathead because it's just the right amount of fishiness. It's got a real sweetness to it, and it's very happily matched to Chardonnay, very happily matched to vinegary potato salad. It's very happily matched to being crumbed and fried. It's a really good, delicious local fish. So I love to eat it whenever I can. Okay, so what are people? I'm not indulging in Christmas. the Christmas talk. Thank you, Michael. It's just too stressful. There is a little bit of butterscotch, a little bit of almost, yeah, butterscotch and barley sugar kind of notes on the nose. It's Dan is an excellent wine fish, flathead, particularly for a Chardonnay like this. I haven't squeezed any lemon on my flathead, which I usually would, but I thought with the potato salad, which has got the dill and the vinaigrette in it, it's tangy enough. Linda, hi. We've just started eating fish and talking about Chardonnay, so you haven't missed very much. But yeah, Cotty, I think that the dill does go really well with the wine. It's and this wine needs a little bit of either dill or it works really well with sort of those very green flavored vegetables. And what I mean by that is sugar snap peas, young green beans, a green salad with lots of herbs through it. Even asparagus works very, very well with this wine. So there's lots of options that you can play with. I know that some of you, I know that Kay is having the terrine. Is that right, Kay? I think that some of you have gone Feast terrine. I don't blame you. If I'd been home this week, I think that probably would have been what I suggested. But I'm kind of glad that I was away and couldn't make the terrine, because I always forget how delicious a bit of crunchy fish and some potato is. So let's get back to this wine, because I got a bit excited about the food. And also fish, you got to eat it when it's freshly cooked and when it's warm, don't you? So I'm not feeling too guilty about skipping out on the wine so quickly. Let's come back to it though. It's getting that little bit of butterscotch, sort of buttered toast though as well. So it's all, for me, it's less kind of candied and more sort of baked goods, but sort of toasted brioche or cooked short crust pastry. It's got all of those kind of yummy, slightly caramelized butter and sugar aromas, as well as that lemoniness. And it really, honestly, whenever I look at the Robinson, I try and find other fruit characters, and I just keep coming back to that intense lemon fruit. There's a little bit of white nectarine there, but it's not like, I think the McIntyre goes much more into the stone fruits. This is very, very firmly kind of based in the citrus fruit, family. But some floral notes coming up as well. It sort of smells like those little alyssum flowers that smell like honey and blossom. It smells a little bit like there's a bit of honeysuckle there, but then there's also for me, and I know I go on about it, we've missed it this year, but next year it'll come around again. When the vines are flowering and the vine flowers are blossoming and throwing out perfume, I get a bit of that in this wine as well, which I think is really groovy, because it's part of what it had to do to become grapes, which it had to do to then become wine, and then it smells still of those little kind of vine flowers in the vineyard. It's got so much going on. There's a little hint of anise in there as well. I think that hint of anise, coming back to Coddy's comment about the dill, I think that's why this wine goes so well with the dill. That little anise licorice note to the nose, and then there's also, as we always see with the Robinson, that little saltiness on the finish, which is really refreshing and works really well with our potato salad, which has got, if you put some dill in your potato salad like I did, and some spring onions and a nice salty vinaigrette, a bit of salt and pepper on top, that works really. That is such a gem with this wine, because potato soaked up all the flavour of the dressing and the onion and the dill that you put on it, because hopefully you made it while the potatoes were hot, fingers. And you get these wonderful, potatoes are awesome. They've got great flavour, but they amplify the flavour of everything else. And so you have some of that, and then you put some of that in your mouth. It's why we like to eat chips with wine, particularly Chardonnay as well. It works because of the combination of, on the food, the potato base with fat and salt and vinegar on this, and the herbs really kind of, they try to fight with the wine, but they actually harmonize with it really nicely, and kind of just, there's a little bit of and then they become friends, and it's a really lovely thing. Fee's getting a little bit of white. Oh, Coddy's getting a little bit of white peach now. Yep, I think it's just starting to come through. And Kay was getting almond croissant on the nose. It's baked goods, and it's got sort of caramelized nuts and all sorts of beautiful things going on. Kay's having chips with her terrine, with the dressing, caper mayonnaise, and anchovies. Yum. That would be good. Yeah, that's the other thing that I think would be amazing with this wine is really good anchovies. You could just do them on some focaccia or some nice sourdough toast, maybe with a little bit of oil over the top, maybe with a little bit of garlic rubbed on the bread underneath. This is a wine that, even though it's not a big, heavy wine, it's got a lot of presence, it's got a lot of texture, it's got a lot of flavour, so it can kind of punch through some pretty punchy flavours in food, which makes it really super fun. Okay, Rita, getting me back to technical questions, are you? What were the characteristics of the 2021 vintage, Rita wants to know? Well, 2021, it's quite fun because 2021 was the second year that we were doing Drinks with Kate. It was the second year of the COVID lockdowns, and I think that we had this incredibly peaceful vintage because we weren't allowed to have people at cellar door for a lot of it, which was sad, but it also meant that we could just, and I couldn't go anywhere. And so it meant we just had all the time of every day to concentrate on just doing vintage. And so it was the first time for a long time, probably forever, that Jeremy, Richard, and I, and now who was doing vintage with us in 2021? I think that would have been the year that we had Peter and oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Your name's just gone out of my head. If she's she'll kill me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We had a team. We had a couple of people helping out with vintage. They were both awesome, and we just came into work and wine and drank some wine and ate some food and went home again. It was so cool. David, the English guy. Oh, that was in 2021. That's right. Peter and Millie. There you go. I just needed to kind of keep talking, let my brain kind of work it out. Peter and Millie were 2022. David, thank you, Linda. Well done, Jackie. I thought, Linda, you were telling David off on the chat, and I'm like, what's David said now? Different David. Sorry, David Inchley. I didn't mean to besmirch your good name. So yeah, it was not a huge vintage, not a tiny vintage, sort of somewhere in between. We had all the luxury time in the world to pick the fruit at exactly the right time. So David, the English guy, he came and worked vintage, and then he worked cellar door for us for a while, and then ended up going home because his grandma died when he was away, and he'd been away from home for a long time, and the COVID years in Victoria had been really tough on him. Anyway, he's now. David, don't stick your head in a pizza oven, or at least make sure that there's a pizza in there as well if you do. Karen's saying that we made 2021 sound good. Come to work, drink wine, and eat food. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was less hectic as a result because we had an extra. We had everyone working. Also, because cellar door was closed a lot of the time, Jeff was also around and helping out, and packing up wine, and it was pretty cruisy because everything ripened when it was supposed to. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cool. Everything ripened when it was supposed to. Fruit kind of came in. We just had a little bit more time. We had a little bit more time with each batch of fruit to kind of do, just keep an eye on it a little bit more. It's not that we don't look after the wine, but it was just felt a little bit more, it felt very focused in 2021. It was a good place to be when you couldn't go anywhere. It was in the wine. It was in the wine. Peter's made it back. Excellent. Well done, Peter. I hope Karen has left you some wine. Michael, a hugely experienced. Oh, good. Thank you, Michael. Yes. So Lynn's saying that David got stuck with us because he couldn't travel, because nobody could travel, and because he'd come out to do vintage in 2020 with the guys at Foxy's, and they hadn't had as much fruit as they thought they were going to have in 2020, but because he couldn't go home, they kind of kept him on, and he did odd jobs around the place, did some gardening and stuff, and sort of eked together a survival plan while he was, okay, now I need to do like a proper vintage. And we had a lovely time with him. He now is making wine for various people. He got a scholarship to come out and work in the Valley a couple of years ago. He's been to see us a couple of times to have a chat with Jeremy about what's going on. He has asked if he can come back and do vintage again, but we try really hard to sort of mix that up. So we think it would be better for him to go and do vintage somewhere else. Oh, look, Jill's all dressed up, ready to go out with her shopping bag. Dad, before you go, have you got anything to say about the 2021 vintage? I was just saying that it was while we were in lockdown, and so it was very focused. It was very calm, and it felt like we had a little bit more time with the grapes and with all of the parcels of fruit. I remember it as being not a huge vintage, but not a tiny vintage, but also not too hot and not too cold. Fairly, like, things came in when we wanted them to. It was a bit stressful because we weren't sure whether we'd have enough people to pick the grapes, but that turned out to be all right in the end, didn't it?
Essential services.
Yes, yeah. Essential services. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. That certainly 2022 were very, very small vintages and very much La Nina sort of damp conditions, and I think 21 was more normal and sort of getting back to more reasonable sized crops.
Want to taste the wine? It's looking delicious. Do you like Dad's t-shirt? It's pretty cool, huh? Oh yes, Coddy's already said she loves the t-shirt. Some of you who are up with the cool young kids music will recognise the attribution to a fairly recent album cover. Dad doesn't know what it is.
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter.
But it says something good.
And it's green and black, and it's very good.
Yep.
So the wine looks delicious.
It does.
2021 was a lovely vintage actually, because we just that's all we had to do was make wine, wasn't it? So have fun. Go drink some Australian Pinot.
Will do.
They're in a wine tasting group called DAP, Drink Australian Pinot. They get to drink other Pinot every now and again, but I think it's only Pinot that they're allowed to. Jill's peeping the horn at him. Very, very rude. It is. Someone will be able to tell you guys. I know the album. If Pete was here, he'd be able to tell us. I know it's. It only came out a couple of years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago now. But it's a young English woman, female artist, very cool. Doesn't matter. Cool t-shirt. Now, what have I missed? Oh, the dyes are here. Hooray! Ali had English tutoring. Oh, dear. Beat Bar album case saying. I don't think that's right. Have you Googled it, have you, Kay? Coddy wants to see an exhibition of Richard's wine-related t-shirts. Jill would be delighted to show you one day, Coddy. They're pretty good. She, every now and again when they get really scruffy, she tries to throw them out and then gets into trouble. It was also incredibly hot in Perth, so it's nice. The sun's got a bit of bite in it, even today on a 25-degree day, but it's not 40 degrees, and for that I'm very grateful. I'm hoping that we won't get any more 40-degree days for the rest of the season, because it's not good for the vineyard, and it's not good. I'll put something on. Yeah, something for the socials. Yeah, absolutely. We might just hang them all up on hangers, Dan, and hang them around the winery for people to come and look at. Sorry, that was a big piece of fish, but it looked so yummy I couldn't help shoving it in my mouth. The wine will age really well, Rita. I think the couple of years that we've had it in bottle since we first released it, as I said at the beginning, I want it to sort of mellow out and settle down, but it's still got that really big, bright fruit forward kind of character to it. This wine will age very well for at least another 10 years, probably more like 15. If you want a wine that's 10 or 15 years old. You guys have had a lot of experience now with through the Drinks with Kate boxes and with tastings and lunches here at Moorooduc, tasting some of our older Chardonnays. And we did the 2005 at the end of last year. So this wine will age differently from the 2005 McIntyre, but it will age really beautifully. It will gain a little bit more sort of mealy, truffly kind of notes in it as it gets older. It's really fascinating, and I think it does beautiful things. It stays tight, but it becomes more savoury with age. Whereas the McIntyre sort of blossoms like a rose and kind of opens up and gets bigger and richer, but also you can see more of the flavours. Kay's getting massive nectarine now on the nose. I think it's white nectarine though, rather than yellow nectarine for me. And there's some honey coming through as well. It's just showing a little bit of tertiary in the aging of the wine. Coddy, yeah. Throwing things out in this family is very difficult, particularly when it comes to Richard's T-shirt collection. What else have I missed? No, I haven't missed anything. People are texting me. Are you guys texting me? Do I need to check my text as well, or is it other people? There we go. Karen's found the album cover. Brat, Charlie XX. There you go. I knew it. If you don't know Charlie XX, Brat is a very good album to have a listen to. It might not be to your taste, but you should give it a go. She's pretty cool. Okay. John, hang on. Michael Woodward. How many years old was the oldest Chardonnay you've drunk, and what like? You mean the oldest Moorooduc Estate Chardonnay, Michael, or just the oldest Chardonnay full stop? I'll wait until you clarify your question before I start answering it. Wants to know about the Nebbiolo after your Instagram. Yeah. So, John, we had to cut the whole Nebbiolo crop off because those vines are all burnt to a crisp. They've got some green leaves right at the end of their very long canes, but the decision was made that they were too damaged to be able to ripen fruit, and trying to ripen fruit with so few leaves just damage the health of the vine. So we cut all of the fruit off. Now we're slowing down. We had a little bit of and so we cut all the fruit off, and the vines are now in caretaker mode, so they can just kind of get over that hot weather. Hopefully we'll get some rain. Mum was like, I came home from Perth and Mum's like, oh, we had some rain this morning. It was really exciting. And Dad said, yes, we got. Mum was like, I came home from Perth and Mum's like, oh, we had some rain this morning. It was really exciting. And Dad said, yes, we had 1 mil of rain this morning. It was great. And he was telling me that we've had 2.5 mils of rain since the 1st of January. and we had a pretty dry December as well. We got quite a bit of rain in November, but it's all gone now. So we'd like some rain. My Dr. Allison. It was a good guess, though. I might have guessed that as well. Okay. Oh God. So yes. So the Nebbiolo's gone for the year. We won't be making any Nebbiolo this year, but the vines will be okay. Sorry, I just need to give myself a little bit of Chardonnay to get through the difficulties of this conversation. The vines will be okay, but we're learning more about growing Nebbiolo, and that we'd like to have some more water. Good, Rita. I'm glad someone knows the album. Yeah, it's a cool album. That's what the T-shirt is. Dad's like, who's Charlie XX? And I'm like, don't worry about it, Dad. He wouldn't like it. Fiona's getting more savoury notes again. Yeah, there is definitely a truffly note coming on in this wine, and as it gets older, it gets a bit more truffly. Almost 2 months with less than a mil for you. Oh, Cotty, the garden must be very crisp. Are you on your own water, Cotty, or are you on town water? Kay's saying I've gone into a loop. Let's hope it goes away. I saw it doing weird things before. Pete, we're gonna have to try and have a look at the internet because there's obviously something going a bit wrong. I'm back now. Okay, good, excellent. Any Chardonnay, Michael? I'm trying to think. I'm not really into super old Chardonnays because I find once it stops having an element of freshness, it's less exciting to me. And probably the exception to that rule would be Blanc de Blanc champagne, which is also Chardonnay. Linda can't hear me now. Oh dear. It feels like we've got gremlins tonight for different people. Own water, underground river encased in lime. Excellent. Oh, high pH. Okay, Connie. We have to deal with these things. That's right, Rita. Didn't have to add lemon. I was starting to say that about half an hour ago. It doesn't need lemon because the wine has got all the lemon that you need, which is awesome. So, Michael, I'm struggling to answer your question because I've tasted a lot of really old Chardonnay that was stuffed, that wasn't very nice to drink. But I have had some very old Blanc de Blanc champagne. I had a Charles Heidsieck Blanc de Blanc from the 1960s, and I drank that from a friend's uncle's cellar. He brought it to a wine tasting that we do. We would have drunk that maybe 4 years ago. So probably something from the 1960s would be the oldest wine, the oldest Chardonnay-based wine that I've tasted. It was pretty delicious. Taittinger Comte is amazing. I haven't had a really, really old Taittinger Comte, but I've had it with sort of 20 years of age on it, and it looks amazing. The thing about Chardonnay-based champagne as it ages, because it's got such high acidity and it's got CO2 in the wine, CO2 helps to preserve it for a little while. But because it's under cork, the cork works less and less well, and you usually lose quite a lot of the bubbles in the wine by the time it's 15, 20, 25, 30 years old. So then you're drinking the quality of the base wine rather than a sparkling wine. And if it's a really good base wine, like Salon is sort of the quintessential Blanc de Blanc super cuvee from Champagne. And I've had one of them from the mid-70s, I think 1975. That was pretty awesome. The Piper Heidsieck that we had, Kay, was a 1971, thank you, but that wasn't Chardonnay based, but that was still pretty delicious. But yeah, the Chardonnay in Champagne ages much more slowly and much better than Pinot Noir, or longer. So that's a hint. The Blanc de Millésime from Charles Heitzig's pretty awesome too. Yes, it was amazing. Yeah, absolutely, Kay. I've still got the bottle. Dan was saying the first time he aged champagne, it wasn't fizzy. He freaked out until, of course, we tasted it. Absolutely. It's Cody, what are you asking? What are you asking? Why does it age well? Kay found another one for $500 for tax to get it here from Paris. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it was delicious, but that's a lot of money to just pay in tax to get the wine. Yeah. I think, it's pretty. When we all go to Champagne, and I set up some cool appointments, we probably won't taste anything from the 70s. That said, I have to say I didn't write any notes. This is dreadful, but my second trip to Champagne with the Champagne Awards as an Australian Champagne Award winner, we got invited back and we got inducted into the Ordre des Chevaliers du Couteau de Champagne. So we're all knights of the Order of the Vineyards of Champagne. And they were celebrating 40 years of the competition, so they opened up a whole heap of Paul Roger vintage from 40 years ago, and that was, when was that? That was like 15 years ago now that we did that trip. So that would have been 55-year-old champagne now. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, blah blah. Don't have a note. Can't tell you. It tasted delicious. I drank it and enjoyed it, and I couldn't tell you anything about the tasting note of the wine, but I highly recommend it if you get a chance. Okay, what are people saying? Okay, if 90 bottles came to people saying, okay, if 90 bottles came to Australia on release, so you were very lucky to get it, and I was very lucky to get to drink it with you. So thank you. Linda's getting a bit of a lime aftertaste, like fresh lime, Linda, or lime marmalade, or lime cordial. Be specific. I get a little bit of Bickford's lime cordial on the finish. I think it's pretty delicious. Why does the Chardonnay age differently in Champagne? Coddy, it's not the fact that so Champagne is picked early, so it has less primary fruit flavour to lose. It has very intensely high acidity, and so the acidity helps to slow the aging process or to keep it going for longer. The winemaking adds complexity, but it's all kind of wrapped up in the acid and the tightness of the wine in early days, so it sort of opens slowly. And you also have champagne. Champagne is under CO2, which makes the bubble, but the CO2 also protects the wine from oxidation as long as the cork is working properly, and the cork keeps the bottle pressurized. So all of those things together make champagne age better and more slowly, particularly when it's made from Chardonnay, than riper Chardonnay from warmer climates that has more fruit flavour and more intensity as a wine. Right. What else are people saying? Michael is saying nice things about me. You're on a journey as a geriatric. I reckon you have 60 more years of tasting everything. Thank you. Thank you. Karen, I think champagne maybe next year. What do you reckon? 2028 feels like a good year to go to Champagne. Rita's Paringa's released a sparkling wine, white. I I've not tasted it. I'm sorry, Rita. I didn't even know that they had released one. I don't mind Peninsula Sparklings, but I don't think I'm the wrong person to ask, because I'm a real sparkling wine snob, and I've always said we don't make sparkling wine here because I'd rather sell the wine that we make and buy champagne. I would probably add in some high quality Tasmanian sparkling wines these days, but I still reach for the champagne. If I'm going for sparkling wine, it's very hard to go past champagne for me. It's more expensive, but the flavors and the aromas just make me super happy. So champagne is champagne. So Rita, I don't know. I'll have to taste the Paringa Sparkling and let you know. Alison doesn't think she's sophisticated enough for champagne without bubbles. I think champagne without bubbles is okay, but it becomes an intellectual exercise rather than all the other beautiful things that champagne does for sort of party time and celebration and all that kind of thing. So I sort of agree with you, Alison. I like a bit of bubble in my champagne as well, and I like my champagne to be a bit younger than super old. I do have, oh my God, I've got a bottle of 1973 Dom Perignon in the cellar that was given to me by a friend for my 40th birthday 13 years ago, and I can't bear to open it because I have a feeling it'll be dreadful. And while it's still in the bottle, it has the potential to be amazing. But once we open it, it'll just be probably old stuffed champagne. But I should make an occasion to open it, hopefully with the friend who gave it to me. I think that's important. Okay, Linda said cordial. Dan is saying Bickford's Lime Cordial is one of the things I almost always get in Robinson Chardonnay. I agree, Dan, particularly as it ages. The change in the nose is amazing now. Kay's getting wheatgrass. Fiona was saying, is the integrity of sparkling corks better than still because it is tighter? No, sparkling corks are engineered differently. So when you pull a sparkling cork out of the bottle, it's triangular shaped and it's got a little waist on it. When it goes into the bottle, it doesn't have a waist. It's a big, thick cork that gets compressed by a machine under intense pressure. And a traditional champagne cork will be composite cork glued together with 2 discs of natural cork stuck on the bottom. So if that cork comes apart as it's being put into the bottle, then you can have really bad cork taint in champagne. These days, a lot of people are using Diam corks, which means no problem with cork taint, and they work very, very well. But when the cork goes into the you guys are all being naughty. When the cork goes into the bottle, it gets compressed by a machine really tightly, and then it's in the bottle and it stays compressed in the neck of the bottle for the entire time that the wine has the cork in it, which is why they have to put the wire delay over the top, because that holds it in, because otherwise it's not that shape in the neck of the bottle. It's exactly the shape of the bottle, and it's pushing out, causing pressure, and there's bubbles that are causing pressure from underneath it. So without the wire muselet that anchors the cork into the bottle, and that's why champagne corks have that little lip around the top of the bottle to anchor it in, the cork would just pop out and it wouldn't work at all. But because it's stuck in and it's anchored in, then it compresses it, and the longer it stays in the bottle, the more it gets used to being that shape, and the less it flares out again when you pull it out. So champagne has to spend a minimum of 18 months on cork before. Champagne has to spend a minimum of 18 months on cork before it's, sorry, a minimum of 12 months on cork before it's released. And that time, if you get a fresh one that's just been released that's had 12 months on cork, you get a very big coming out, and even the little waist around the top of the cork thickens out. But if it's been in the bottle for 10, 15, 20 years, then it stays like a little stalk of a little dried up mushroom, and it doesn't spring back out again. And that's why, because it's not springing back out again, it's not pressurizing the bottle as well as it used to, and so that's how the bubbles get out. Oceanate has a nice sparkling. I haven't had this sparkling for ages, but I'm sure it is very nice, Kate. The Deviation Road's delicious. I agree, Karen. And I think Adelaide Hills is another good place to grow grapes to make good sparkling wine, if that's what you want to do. Does a soda stream help? Peter and Karen want to know. What, as far as getting bubbles in? Schrodinger's shampoos. Fiona, are you talking about that question? Does feel like a trap. Schrodinger's cat, you don't know if it's dead or alive until you open the box. And you don't know whether a champagne has bubbles in it or not until you take the cork out. Is that right? Is that it, Fee? That's how I understood what you're saying. If there's a better version of the story to it, I would love to hear it. So, Fee's saying the champagne, well, still closed, might be wonderful, might be awful. Oh, yeah, of course. Exactly. My champagne, my old champagne. You know that as soon as I say something, as soon as it comes out of my mouth, it goes out of my brain. I can't remember it, but you're really expecting me to remember stuff that we were talking about 2 seconds ago, honestly. What's up? Peter and Karen. What have Peter and Karen said that's funny? Soda stream help. Right. Okay, moving on. Thank you. I got it eventually, but it was like pulling teeth there for a minute. Sorry. Let's have some more Chardonnay. How's your creamy, cheesy pasta cake going with the wine, Fee and David? I reckon that wine could cope with that sort of thing very nicely. Peter and Karen bubble up my expensive age Chardonnay. Has anyone seen videos of people trying to put bubbles with a soda stream into red wine? Hint, something about the tannins in it makes the bottle basically explode and they end up with red wine all over the ceiling of the kitchen. Google it when you're really bored. Very funny. Fee and David are drinking the wine by itself now. And isn't it beautiful just on it? It doesn't really need food. It's a beautiful food wine. Rita, did you go for some cheese as well? Are you doing the Gruyere or the Gouda with it? Because I think we haven't talked about Dutch cheese very much. And I think that this kind of wine is pretty good with Gouda, or even the now you're going to have to help me with the name of the cheese, but you know the Dutch cheese that has the yellow rind on it and it's got cumin seeds all through it, which I love. I think that would be really good with this wine. Soda streams come with a do not use wine disclaimer these days. Do they really, Dan? Oh God, the world's getting very humorless and unfun, isn't it? People should be able to experiment with wine and cover their kitchen with wine with a soda stream without some lawyer telling them that don't sue us if you do it because we've told you not to. What's it called, Kay, though? Can someone tell me what the name of that cheese with the cumin seeds in it is? We might have to have it with the Chardonnay soon. It also makes amazing cheese on toast or toasted cheese sandwiches because the Leyden, thank you, Kay. Thank you. Okay, team. Do you know what? Dan had a bit of Miller King River Gold cheese left over. It went really nice. Yeah. So is that a washed rind? Is that kind of a bit of a stinky washed rind, the King River Gold? I think it is. It could work really nicely with that as well if it's not. Or you can get Gouda with the seeds as well. Oh, okay. And Gouda's a bit sweeter and a bit nuttier, I think, than the Leyden. But I love the Leyden. It's delicious. All right, team. Again, I told Polly 30 minutes ago. But you never deliver on that, and I love that. She's been good. Look at that. Hang on, you can't see her. She's gone to sleep. But now that you've said her name, she's woken up again. You good girl, Polly? I did say 30 minutes. I know. She's been good. She understands. She understands how important Drinks with Kate is. She gets a bit excited about the food. She wants to play, but once she works out what we're doing, she settles down. I am going to go though now because we've done 50 minutes. I really thought I was going to struggle today, but the Chardonnay helped me through, as did the crunchy fish and the potato salad, as did you guys. Thank you. I can't remember what wine we're doing next week though, so if anyone's got that on hand, otherwise I will send you an email on Monday with that. Rita really let the team down on the cheese today. I know. Oh, the Vivian Westwood exhibition, only managed crunchy fish salad. Good, excellent. She is a good dog. See you, Alison. Leighton cheese, everyone's got that. Excellent. Oh, thank you, David. Come on. It's great to be back. It's wonderful to be back for week 7. This Chardonnay is, I agree, Shell. You and Andrew have been a bit quiet tonight. You've just been enjoying the chat, enjoying the Chardonnay. Dan's just texted me and said Lily just saw Polly and wants to play. I know, it's a problem. Karen Goodman, back to the wine. Like Fiona, we're out of nibbles, so wine on its own. It's opened up nicely with overtly lemony to start. Now we're getting floral, stone fruit and biscuit flavours with it. Absolutely. Very good. 1950 Dom. I didn't ask you, Michael, is that the oldest wine that you've had? 1950 Dom? That'd be pretty awesome. All right, team. Lovely to talk to you all. Agree on skins. Peter and Karen thinks, and that sounds right to me. I can't remember if it's the current release, the 24, or whether I've gone hard with the new release, the 25. But I will reveal all next Monday with a wonderful food match as well. It's been awesome. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the last of your Chardonnay if you've got any left. I didn't have anyone to share it with, so I get to take this home. Ha ha. That'll help me to sleep. All right, team. No, next week. We are getting together next week, and the following week I'm in Sydney, so we don't catch up. So anyway, I'll send you an email. We'll work it out. I'm too relaxed now after such a long day and a little bit of Chardonnay. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Love you all. Take it easy, and stay hydrated. See you later.